So you clicked on this video because you'd like to start earning with your DJI Mini 3 Pro. Well, in this video, I'm going to share with you how you can turn your passion for drone videography into a full-fledged business. If you're wondering why you should listen to me, my name is Dane Visuals and I'm a content creator from Jamaica who's been flying drones for over 6 years. So yeah, I know a thing or two. So without further ado, let's begin. So the demand for drone videography has skyrocketed over the last couple of years. Almost nothing is complete without that super smooth drone shot. So now is one of the most perfect times to get started with your drone videography business. Now there are so many avenues that you can go into. There is real estate, agriculture, concerts, weddings, all kinds of stuff. So if you're trying to get started with earning money with your drone, I'm going to tell you that you need to go ahead and identify your niche. Now, I'm just going to go through 3 markets which I'm involved in all the time, and I think these are going to be a lot more beginner friendly. Now, the first one is going to be real estate. Real estate is a staple of drone videography. Just think about it. If you're trying to sell a property, one of the best ways to showcase that is with some really nice aerial shots. So drone videographers can help out with real estate agents by getting, shots, really wide shots of property, by getting different angles that probably a regular photographer can't do, by doing videos to showcase the clients, videos that can go on websites. I mean, even videos for the real estate agent themselves so that they can market themselves to potential clients. So that is one big area where drone videography is very key. You can use not only your drone outdoors to show vast landscapes, but you can also use it indoors to give like a tour of big places. So definitely drone videography and real estate is very much hand in hand. You can use that drone to help persons to sell properties, sell land, all kinds of stuff. The next niche market that I'm going to recommend to you guys is going to be events. Now for events, there's a lot of events. I'm going to cover ones that I do pretty often, which is going to be festivals, concerts, and then I'm going to even highlight one particularly, which is weddings. Now, as it pertains to festivals and concerts and maybe like sporting events, there's going to be a lot of those in whatever place you're in. There's always going to be some kind of event that probably has a large crowd that would do well with some nice drone shots. Events happen all the time, especially now that we're such a social crowd and social people. People are going to always want to see those large-scale events. So drone videography services are going to be very handy for that. If you're living in a town that has maybe like a football stadium, that has a football field, that has any major sporting stuff or concerts, that's going to be where you can come in and segue into the market and start earning your share of that money that's going around. So don't be afraid to get into event coverage. It's going to be really fun as well because you get to have that nice perspective of what's going on. Now for weddings, I wanted to leave weddings especially on their own because weddings is really a big thing when it comes to drone videography. Lots of persons want to go to like really amazing destinations and they want to go to some really like beautiful places. And what better way to showcase that than with a nice drone shot? So if you're a drone videographer, weddings is going to be a super earner for you. There's lots of potentials, especially if you live in a nice scenic location or if you're okay with traveling, because trust me, like almost every person that is traveling or going to be doing some kind of luxury event, or even if it's not a luxury event, that's going to be doing some kind of scenic event, they are going to want those drone shots. So you can definitely look into wedding videography. And the last niche market that I'm going to recommend for you is going to be working with an influencer, brand, or content creator. Now, as you should already know, content creation is a booming field in 2023, and it's only going to become more and more popular. So as it's becoming more popular, all these different brands and creators, they are going to want drone shots. Drone shots add that extra level, that new perspective that we are not used to seeing as often. So they're always a little pizzazz. They're like the sprinkles that you put on top. So definitely all those brands that, whatever field they're in, or those content creators, they're going to benefit from drone shots. So that is a market that you can offer your services to. And because they're in the same field as you, they'll be very much open to working with newer persons or persons that are, just getting into the field. Because at the end of the day, I feel like, as content creators, we're a lot more open-minded. Now, the reason why I highlighted those 3 markets is because I think it's going to be a lot easier for a beginner to get into those. There won't be that much barrier to entry. Because of the amount of events that happen on an ongoing basis, it's easy for you to get into at least one. As it pertains to real estate agents, there's lots of properties. So, they might be willing to give you a chance with even one of their smaller segues versus giving you maybe a bigger project. And as it pertains to working with influencers, a lot more open-mindedness in the creative space. Separate and aside from those, there's also, agriculture where you can do surveying of lands. There's also insurance where companies might need aerial views of like buildings. There's like environmental agencies that might need shots of, landscapes to see, how the environment is being affected. So honestly, there are a lot of avenues for your drone videography business. Not to mention, it doesn't only have to be video. You can also offer those same persons photography services as well. Now, if you're interested in going into one of those niche markets, you're definitely going to have to go ahead and build your brand. Now, if you're going to build a brand, don't spend too much time in the ideation phase. You just want to think about your unique selling point and a nice logo and name. Branding is key, but do not spend too much time in analysis paralysis. So come up with a nice name, come up with a logo, and just go ahead and get started with making your business happen. Once you've done that, it's just for you to go out there and start marketing yourself. Now, before you go ahead and jump into the pits of the market, I would say to go out there, create some nice shots. I'd say to have at least 3 to 4 solid shots that you can use for your portfolio. Create some kind of social media account, whether Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and post 3 of your best shots. They can be maybe like a 1-minute reel, or maybe they can be shorter videos. But you want to have something so that when you're seeking clients, you have something to showcase your skills with. Now, once you've gone ahead and created those 3 portfolio shots, I wouldn't even suggest for you to go ahead and do pricing yet. What I'd suggest for you to do is to actually go out there into the market that you're thinking of and reach out to some persons. For me personally, I'd probably offer my services for free, simply because I just want to get a segue into the market. So hypothetically speaking, maybe you could go out there to an event that's keeping in your area and say, hey, I fly drones and I'd love to offer you, some drone shots or some drone coverage. You do that for free. That's what I do. You don't have to, you could always charge for it, but I do it for free just so I can have that, portfolio from an actual customer and not just my own shot. And then I'd ask that same person to offer me a testimonial. So I do at least 2 to 3 pro bono jobs, pro bono meaning for free. And then once I have, my original portfolio shots combined with my client portfolio shots, then now I'd go ahead and start thinking about offering my services for paid. So how I'm going to get my prices for my paid services is I'm going to call around. Either I'm going to call around locally, because I think it's easier to use local pricing. But if I can't call around locally, I'd use online. But basically, I'd call around locally for local drone businesses. I'd see who's the top of the market. I'd see who's second, and I'd see who's on the lower end. Then now I'd hear their different packages and prices. And once I've heard what they offer, I'm going to try and come up with something unique that is somewhere in the middle. I'm not going to try to be the lowest person in the game, because that was going to let me compete by quantity. I'm not going to try to be too high because I'm just getting started. So I'll try to be in the middle of the market while staying at one particular area. So I wouldn't offer all services. I'm not going to be doing weddings, events, and working for influencers. I'm either going to be the influencer guy, I'm going to be the wedding guy, I'm going to be the sports guy, because I think when you focus on one market, it's easier to penetrate so you can get started earning. Now, I've been blessed to be able to earn a lot more than $398 per day with my drone videography, but that is because I was very specific in what I was doing. Also, if you own a DJI Mini 3 Pro or any DJI drone that shoots in decent light, I have a free lot in the description. All you have to do is go ahead and click on the link. That is freelot.danevisuals.com, and that is all yours. Also, if you've been enjoying this video so far, please go ahead and click that subscribe button. It helps me to create more videos like this just for you. So if you've been doing everything in the steps so far, you should be able to, have your drone clients. But a piece of advice I'd like to leave with you guys before you go is, before you get started, pushing out your content, trying to work for clients, please research the drone laws in your particular area. Now, I am from a country that doesn't have that much drone laws. We do have certain safety restrictions, but it's not as strict as other places like the EU or America. So what I'm going to do is advise for you to just go ahead and research the drone laws in your particular area. Now, the good thing about the DJI Mini 3 Pro is it is sub 250 grams. So it is under the registration for FAA laws, but you still have to register in some places. A lot of places won't require registration, but just do research for your particular area so that you're flying with all the proper rules and guidelines. Now, if you enjoyed this video, the YouTube algorithm says you're gonna love this video right here.